Hi, this is Nancy with your weekly Angel Tarot card reading for Monday, November 7th to Sunday, November 13th. All right, we're going to start off with our butterfly oracle cards. All right, yes, I do have angel cards with me. I was going through and the Michael cards came up twice, so we're definitely going to do that, but we're going to start off the week with the butterfly cards. All right, November 7th, 11th month, 7th day. 7's all about the magic. The 11s are the angel numbers. It amplifies everything. So it's going to be a magical day. It's going to be a magical day. I listen to other people's readings because I find them very interesting, and I've been doing it for a while. And one was like, today, just listen and don't do anything. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to say that. We'll see. All right, so today, healthcare change. Monday. Healthcare change, November 7th. All right. So, healthcare change. All right. So it is a butterfly. Butterflies on a flower. Shocking. Butterfly on a flower in the butterfly cards. Who would have thought? Anyway, to me, as a butterfly, it kind of has that old parchment paper kind of feel to it. The wings and stuff. I don't know if you could tell. It kind of looks like that to me. So, I'm thinking, and it kind of looks like a little, I know it isn't, but in my mind it's like, oh, okay, well, parchment it's dry and cracked and stuff like that. So, so about aging and what have you. So maybe it's time to, here's a wreck today. Maybe it's time to just, put your health first, right? Have you been putting that off? Have you not been taking care of yourself? I'm just thinking because I see this, about, dry skin. It's that time of year where everything gets dry. All right, we have the heat finally back on again and stuff like that, at least where we are. And, it dries your skin, it dries your sinuses, you know what I mean? You're doing your laundry and everything starts to crackle, you know what I mean? Because it's so dry. So maybe get a humidifier. Maybe have more water, right? Maybe you're a little dehydrated, so maybe you need to take care of that. Definitely look at your vitamins, look at your food, the nutrition that you take in, all right? All of that contributes to your everyday happiness, your everyday life. Yes, I know it's like, oh, I don't want to think about health and wellness and stuff like that. I just want to do what I want to do and be happy, all right? You cannot be happy if you cannot function. If you can't get out of bed, you can't do the things that you want to do. If you're not healthy enough to get up and run and dance and do all those things, all right? Not that those things are essential, and if you can't do those things, that's fine. There's still many other ways to be happy, okay? But it does pay off to take care of your health, all right? Take care of your health and your wellness. Try and do what you can to keep yourself healthy, safe, and moving in the right direction, all right? We're going to hit those Archangel Michael cards. All right, so we will do those for midweek. Oh boy, they're falling all over the place. All right, so we did Monday, healthcare change. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, we're going to bunch those together, all right, with our Archangel Michael cards, because I think there's something going on midweek that it's going to take a couple days. Archangel Michael. I don't know. Just got a wacky feeling about it. There we go. Your children are watched over by angels. Your children are watched over by angels. Okay. This could obviously mean several things, because if you don't have children, obviously you're like, oh, don't know what that means. It could mean several things. It could mean your literal children are taken care of. All right. It's natural to worry about your kids. Obviously, I worry about my kids, although my kids are great and they do a great job. They are more than capable of taking care of themselves, probably more than I am. They're in great shape. They're doing great things. I'm so proud of both of them. But they're watched over and protected. All right. We do the best we can for our kids. You know what I mean? We try and teach them the ways that they need to do to be healthy, happy, strong individuals. So when they grow up, they're capable of doing all those things on their own. And they are more than capable. My kids are more than capable. I'm sure yours are as well. So know that, as they enter into the world, they are good. They're taken care of. Okay. Also your children, your young children, right? Are your children in school? You worry about them, right? There are excellent caretakers. There are teachers. There are all sorts of people out at the schools that take care of your children. And yes, I know we all have horror stories about school from our youth and what have you. Yes. But there are so many, angels in our teaching system. And I know teaching gets a bad rap. I mean, I taught for a little while. I was a substitute teacher for several years. So I kind of saw that side of it. Not that bad side of it. I kind of saw inside the education system from the other perspective. You know what I mean? We all see as a student as we're growing up. But I think people just don't, and I'm not going to be like, yay teachers, although teachers are amazing. I think people just, we naturally biologically remember the bad things and seek out the bad things and the threats and stuff like that to keep ourselves safe. All right. So perhaps we don't recognize all the amazing, good, great, wonderful, beautiful blessings that are happening every single day. All right. Your kids are taken care of. All right. There are people there who love them, take care of them. Maybe not as much as you do, obviously, but certainly close. All right. I know many teachers who love their students beyond words. Okay. So know that your children are taken care of. All right. If you do not have children, this could be certainly taking care of your inner child. All right. As we live and learn and grow, and I'm talking about the horrors of childhood and stuff like that, a lot of those things don't heal. A lot of those things don't heal as we grow. So perhaps over the next couple days, so even if you have children, okay, so we already said about if you have children, okay, so I'm thinking this applies to you as well, even if it's, the whole child thing applies to you, yes. But the inner child thing, I think, is going to apply to all of us this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We need to take a look at that. Make time for play. Yes, I know it seems silly. Okay. Play is essential to life. All right. I not too long ago, I was taking, I wanted to be exercising more, and I found this online class or something like that, and I was doing it. And they had you crawling around the floor and doing crazy stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is this about? And there's music playing and you're supposed to be doing it while you're dancing, and they're like, well, get down on the floor and, stretch in ways that, like try and crawl like a turtle. I don't know. Remember when you were a kid and you kind of did that crab crawl and you did all those weird things and you're like, what the heck is this about? And they made it very clear. It's like, okay, because when you're a child, you do all those things. All right. So you have, the capability of doing all those things. As we grow up, it's like, I can't do that anymore. It's because you stopped doing those things, all right? Because you did not exercise those muscles that you have not exercised in ages. You know what I mean? You don't see adults walking around on the floor. It's just weird. But like just those kind of things, you know what I mean? Like when you're, like you see older people and they sit down on the floor, or they would not sit on the floor because they knew they wouldn't get back up. All right. There's a reason. It's because they stopped sitting down on the floor. No, I'm not saying if you're old and you cannot get up from the floor, don't get on the floor and not be able to get back up. Please don't do that. Okay. But as we stop doing things, our capability changes, all right? Because even with your mind, you know what I mean? You stop reading, you stop learning, you stop doing whatever, and you aren't picking things up as fast because you're not exercising those muscles. Okay, so you need to exercise those muscles. Play is a muscle. Okay, if you don't continually do things that make you happy, or learn things that make you, or participate in things that make you happy, and play, you will forget how to play. All right, and you will forget how to have fun and how to do, whatever. And when we were kids, our parents would be like, "Go out and play." You know what I mean? It was not optional. It's not optional. There wasn't like, well, I'm going to sit in the house and watch TV. No, get out of the house. I don't want you in my house. Go out and play. And honestly, you got on your bike or you walked, and I was fortunate enough to grow up in a small town, and you took a ride around town, or you took a walk around town and stuff until you found someone whose their parents kicked them out and said, hey, go play. And you play, and that's it. And you have a good time, or you don't. And then you learn from that as well. All right. As adults, we still need that. It could be as easy as you get home from work. Take your dog for a walk. Don't sit down. Grab your dog and say, hey, we're going to go play. The dog is right behind me. All right, and take her for a walk, okay? And while you're out on that walk, you might see squirrels and bunnies and whatever. Throw the ball. Run and play with the dog. Chase the dog, all right? It's important to nurture that aspect of yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself, all right? Yes, it is important to, let me rephrase this. We all want to be loved by others. We all want to be nurtured by others, and that's great. but we can't rely on others to provide all the love and all the support that we need. You know what I mean? It's unhealthy to base your perspective of yourself on others, right? Because theirs are, skewed by all sorts of different things, It's hard not to worry what other people think, all right? Not to need the validation of others, okay? What's most important is that you are validated by yourself, that you care about yourself, that you love yourself, your internal barometer of where you are, all right? If you are unhappy with yourself or whatever, then you need to sit down and do some hard reflection. Why is that? Why is that? Are you not following your value system? You know what I mean? Are you still believing things that, someone told you that was their truth a long, long time ago, and it hasn't resonated with you, and your life has, shifted because of that? So anyway, maybe it's time to do some self-reflection, okay? Get outside, go play, get in the fresh air, if you can. We still have some nice weather, but the weather's going to get cold, so, enjoy it while you can. And then take some time to meditate. Take some time to journal. Yes, I know sometimes journaling can be really, really tough. Sometimes it can be really, really easy. Like I said, it's like therapy. It's like therapy. Because you're putting all that out there. Putting it all out there, all right? But without putting it all out there, sometimes you don't recognize that it's there, that it even registers that it's there, all right? So anyway, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're nurturing that inner child. We're not worrying about our own children or other, and that's, yes, we love and worry about our children, okay? But there are many, many other people out in the world who are also loving and nurturing our children at schools and what have you, okay? Your children are watched over and protected and taken care of, all right? Your adult children, your young children, all right? And your inner child, it is your responsibility to nurture that inner child this week. All right, yes, and the angels are going to help you. They're going to assist you. There's a prayer here as well. I'm going to read it to you. Okay, my prayer. Dear guardian angels of my children, born and unborn, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and role model for my own children and other people's children. Okay. And then we can flip this, okay, for our own inner child. Dear guardian angels of my own inner child, thank you for watching over me and ensuring my happiness and safety. Please guide me so I know the best ways to care for myself, my own inner child. So, there you go. There you go. So, Monday, take care of your health. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, get out and play. Take care of yourself. Work on your inner child, do some meditation, do some journaling. It's going to be a busy, busy week. All right, busy self-help week. Oh my gosh, I was listening to a great podcast last night saying that, oh God, what was the word they used? Basically how, we say self-help because once we graduate from high school, college, what have you, we think, we're adults, we know it all. You know what I mean? And in school, we don't learn how to be happy. We don't learn how to really. We talk about goal setting, but not how to, work on goals or work on failure. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. Self-help is basically. I wish I could think of the word that they use. But anyway, it's like adult education, all right? Adult development, right? We talk about child development as they're in school and they're learning and growing and what have you. And then they graduate. It's like, okay, you're adults. Okay, when you hit 25, your brain's completely formed. You're physically, fully grown. But your mind is always growing. It's always pliable. It's always picking up and what have you. So, just because we're an adult doesn't mean we stop learning or that we need to stop learning, okay? There are many, many critical things that we don't learn as children, that we will learn as adults. So don't be ashamed of going to the self-help aisle. Don't be ashamed of, listening to podcasts or YouTube videos or whatever, or going to seminars or whatever, all right? All those are going to help you to enhance your life. Right, because there are things that we're not prepared for, and that's okay. That's okay, because like I said, we're always living and learning and growing. So anyway, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have practice. Practice. All right, polish your skills by practicing regularly. All right. So what is it? What skill did you want to work on? All right. I know exactly what skill I want to be working on, but over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's time to put put those things, back on the forefront, all right? If you think, when you were a child, it's like, okay, well, this is what I wanted to do, this is what I wanted to be, and then, of course, we graduate, we go get jobs, we get married, we have kids, we have the social idea of what we should do, all right? And then in the back of our mind, it's like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist. Okay, it's like, I want to be an artist, and I would paint for hours and hours and hours. I would draw for hours and hours and hours. And I was never happy with it because it was always not quite. And I would add to it and add to it and add to it and add to it. And then finally I would, it usually took me average like 3 hours to do a painting, which sounds, right now it's like 3 hours, who has 3 hours? But it really enhanced my life. I have some health issues. I have tremors now. I can't do painting anymore, but I love to do crafts and stuff like that. And again, that takes me hours and hours, but I love doing it. So, but anyway, what is it? What skill do you have that you've not put a lot of time in, but that brings you such joy? All right. What brings your creativity out? What brings that sense of, this is special. This is something special that I do. All right. I know we all get that weird, we all need to feel special. All right. And no, that is not a validation that we are seeking from someone else. This is something you need from yourself. You matter. You are special. You have talents. You have talents that other people do not have. Or they certainly, yes, people have many talents, but they certainly don't have it in the way that you have it because you have your own specific life experience, okay? Your art is going to be different than anyone else's art. Your music is going to be different than anybody else's music, okay? It doesn't have to be like that. Your math, your thinking skills, your, how you build things, how you, it could be anything. All right? So practice. If you haven't done it in a while, take it out and work on it. All right? If you're anxious about that because like, oh God, I talk about painting, all right? I don't think I'm going to be painting anytime soon, but who knows? If you're too anxious about it, go to the craft store and walk around and look at stuff and get inspired, or watch a YouTube video, or watch a documentary, or, go to a museum and look at somebody else's art, you know what I mean, and get inspired, all right? Anyway, go to a concert, go to an open house, you know what I mean, whatever it is that floats your boat. So anyway, it's going to be a rather intense week this week, but that's okay. And when I say intense, I don't mean, like, oh, things are going to get thrown at you. I think it's an intense week of working on ourselves, and that's a good thing. Monday, think about your health, your wellness, all right? Get enough water, check your nutrition, all right? Exercise, all right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all right? Know that your children are watched over and taken care of. You are doing the best you can. If you're a parent, you're doing the best you can. You can only do the best you can with what you have, all right? Your parents did the best they could with you. You learned and you grew, and you did the best you can with what you have. Learn to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made, and do the best you can. And then know that, your children, your adult children are out in the world and they are learning and growing from what you taught them, right? Your young children are in school doing their thing. They are watched over and protected by angels, and the teachers are there taking care of those sort of things. And then spend some time on your own inner child, your own inner self, your own spirit, okay? Nurture your own spirit, okay? Give yourself some love, okay? It's okay. It is not conceit. It is not selfish, all right? You cannot be there to nurture anybody else if you are in a bad state, okay? So get outside. Make sure you play. Get some fresh air. Do some meditation. Do some journaling, all right? And then on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, practice. All right, get back to a skill that was important to you. All right, and when I say practice, I'm leaning more towards something that you haven't done in a while. All right, is it baking? Do you like to bake? Do you like to cook? Do you like to sew? Do you like to work on cars? Do you like to paint houses? I don't know. What is it that do you like to do? Do you like archery? Do you like whatever? All right. It's time to put yourself back into that sort of thing. All right. There's a reason why you loved it. Okay. It's part of what makes you you. All right. And life isn't all about just working all the time and taking care of people and taking care of others. And yes, all that stuff is very, very important. Very, very important. All right. But it is also about the fact that you are special, you are an individual, and all of those things are important. Okay? All right, so it's my 25 cents and our angel tarot for the week. I hope you have an amazing, super blessed week, and I will see you next week. Blessings.